Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I regret the committee chairman from INO isn't here at the moment, but this is a photograph from the '95 shutdown, and that is the Lincoln Memorial, and the closure begins at the base of the steps. People were not allowed to go into the Lincoln Memorial. You know, I would say that we got a lot more loose tools running around this country doing destructive things now than we did in '95. We had someone attack the monument recently, so to say, gee, we shouldn't need any staff there to protect these memorials is absurd in this day and age. So I also have a letter here I'd like to enter into the record from the National Park Ranger Lodge of the Fraternal Order of Police. And I'll quote just two things from this letter. Without any contrary court findings or changes in the law, despite what the gentleman on the other side said, we will carry on with this miserable, thankless, and payless task, denying public access to parks during the government shutdown. You know, although our actions make sensational news stories and fodder for the pundits, they are supported by precedent, legal guidance from government lawyers under laws we are sworn to enforce. You know, the Park Service Rangers want to be working. They want to be regularly admitting people to memorials and parks and then guarding those people and the memorials and the parks against destructive activities. But because of the Republican government shutdown, they cannot do that. Plain and simple. You can't create something and then pretend you're outraged by the results, which is what I'm hearing from the other side of the aisle. Director Jarvis, I do have a question. They seem to love our parks today, but I haven't seen that love much recently. Since the Republicans took over Congress 2010. 2010, your total budget was $2,750 million. In 2013, $2,400 million, which would be less than the 2008 spending levels. Since 2008, have you caught up on your capital backlog?
No, sir. Our maintenance backlog now exceeds $11 billion.
$11 billion maintenance backlog on these parks, which are now loved so much by the other side of the aisle. Well, given the reduction in spending and taking you back to 2008, have you had to cut back earlier this year before the closures?
Yes, sir. Particularly with the sequestration, we had to cut back significantly on both program and hours. We are currently have 1,000 for this last summer, 1,000 less seasonals, and we have 900 positions that are permanent positions that are unfilled.
Okay, 1,000 less seasonals, 900 less permanent, and the Republicans are saying the sequestration which they created, which has cut your budget back to below 2008 year levels, is politically motivated, the things you're doing there. Is it politically motivated when you noticed those people that, you know, they weren't going to be working this summer?
No, sir. There's no politics involved here. This is just our responsibility to take care of the national parks with what resources we have.
I thank the gentleman. You know, I'd note further, you know, there are some other perverse impacts on our federal lands. Wildlife refuges are closed, and those on the other side of the aisle who day in, day out are there to defend the Second Amendment aren't doing much to defend those who want to hunt on those lands during this hunting season and the losses that are being caused there. They aren't doing anything by keeping the government closed to help those in rural areas who want to work. I got timber industry folks who've been noticed that their contracts are going to be suspended. Now, they're going to have a right to sue the government and get money back for suspending their contracts. Unfortunately, we won't have those logs this winter to tide the mills over to the spring in areas where you can't get into the mountains in the wintertime. And yet, that's because of the government shutdown. They might say, oh, well, they should just let them go forward. Well, they can't let them go forward because they have a fiduciary responsibility to monitor the timber sale. There have been instances where people cut trees they weren't supposed to cut. They've gone beyond the boundaries of the cut. Timber theft, it's called. Those things happen. The government needs to have officials there to monitor this. They can't do it under your shutdown. We're losing money. We're losing jobs. Now you pretend you care about rural America. You care about our parks, which you've slashed the budget for. You know, this is absolutely the height of hypocrisy, the fact that we're here today trying to figure out why the parks are closed because of a government shutdown and what bizarre things have happened because
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make an inquiry for a point of personal privilege.
The gentleman will make his...